Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. From March 15th through March 18th, Flipside Gaming is holding their St. Patrick's Day sale. During this time, when you use the promo code HEROES, you will get 15% off all orders over $10 instead of the usual 10%. Also, pre-orders are now available for War of the Spark and Modern Horizons booster boxes. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. It has been another explosive week for the market, a lot to talk about yet again, and we're going to dive right in, beginning with the top 5 standard legal cards that have lost value this week. So let's see what's going on in standard. Coming in at number 5, Lyra Dawnbringer, down 90 cents to $12.74. This card's just not seeing the same amount of play that it was seeing in previous metas. It's still out there. As per control, many times you'll find a copy or two in a sideboard there. Some modern sideboards will even play this card, but I do expect it to go down some more. Number 4, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Still a very popular planeswalker from Dominaria, but losing more ground this week as you're seeing a couple things going on. First off, there's just a lot of folks that have copies of this card now. If I'm a serious modern or standard player, I probably have my copies. The mad scramble to get these is kind of ending. And also, too, it is seeing a little bit less play because you have more options out there in the world of standard currently. So when it comes to standard, the card is not gone by any means. You're going to find this in Esper Control right now. Jeskai Drakes will also run this card. Also, some of the Nexus decks will run this as a win condition. Not all, but some of them. The more popular ones right now are running Hydroid Crisis. Outside of that, Modern, you're going to find this, of course, in Control builds there. Legacy, even in Azuria Stoneblade. So this is a card that is not going to bottom out and lose all its value or anything like that. But I do think this will come down a little bit more before it is stable again. Number 3 is Carnage Tyrant. This is down $1.66 this week to $22, and I say this every week, but again, the card is not going to stay at this price point. It's not seeing enough play to maintain $22, so this will continue to come down some more. The thing to remember is it still sees playing standard and Sultai mid-range decks, but not all the time, not 100% of the time. Many times, though, you'll find 1 or 2 copies and some combination between the main and the sideboard. Outside of standard, sometimes you'll find this in a modern sideboard here or there, many times 1 copy in a Titan Shift deck, something along those lines, but again, not enough to maintain this price point. Number 2, Nexus of Fate goes down $1.71 to $21.49. This can only be found in foil, of course. This was the Buy a Box promo for Magic 2019. Now, this has been a popular card this season and in previous seasons. However, now that everything's kind of stabilizing, we found that for the most part, people are kind of landing on the Simic Nexus build. We saw a lot of different Nexus builds for a while. Simic is the most popular now. With that being said, there's just so many other decks you can choose from right now in standard that you're not locked into any particular strategy. And that diversity is making some of these high-priced cards soften up a little bit. This does see a little modern play as well. Typically a 1 of, though, in the decks that play it as opposed to the 4 that many times you see in standard. Decks like Sultai Teaching Reclamation, though, will run this. Number 1, Hydroid Crisis, another high-priced card coming down a little bit, going down $2.75 to $31 this week. Remember, this is from Ravnica Allegiance, so a lot of packs are being open still. It is the newest standard set, so that's going to help stabilize the card a little bit. The card sees playing a lot of big decks, Sultai Midrange, Simic Nexus, 4-color Gates, and more in the format right now. But again, we're kind of past that mad dash. People have built their decks. The serious standard players that needed this card have their copies. So things are calming down just a little bit for a while. Okay, let's move on to the top 5 standard legal cards that have gained value this week. And I do have one honorable mention this time, though. This is Arclight Phoenix, going up 44 cents to $30.40. Huge card. I just wanted to spotlight for you. It's not going up a whole lot this week, but still creeping up a little bit. Is it Phoenix decks? Very powerful right now in standard. In modern, though, that's where this card has really shined. Is it Phoenix, Mono Red Phoenix? You're going to find those decks there, a variety of different Phoenix decks, as a matter of fact. Legacy, Grixis Phoenix, 4-color Phoenix. It's even viable in that format. Number 5 is Bedevil, up 73 cents to $4.26, another card from Ravnica Allegiance, but this one is going up even though a lot of packs are being opened. Why is that? Well, the main reason is War of the Spark. Now, don't get me wrong, this card does see a little play, not as much as maybe some people anticipated it would see going into the standard meta, but Grixis Midrange is a pretty popular deck that could run it. Also in modern, Rakdos Prison decks will run this many times, so it is getting play out there. However, it's really the War of the Spark speculation moving it just because a lot of people are preparing for the future meta. We're going to get 36 new Planeswalkers in that set. There's going to be one in every pack. Stands to reason at least a couple of them will probably be pretty good. So folks want to be prepared, and speculators are also jumping on this card too because they think it's about to jump up, and there's probably a pretty good chance that it will over the next few weeks. Number 4 is Liliana Untouched by Death, up 76 cents to $4.80. Now, this card never really took off when it comes to competitive standard. However, I've seen a lot of interesting builds on Magic Online, Magic Arena around this card, and you never know, with some new cards coming from War of the Spark, maybe this has a chance in the competitive scene. Time will tell. But the main reason it's going up this week, even beyond that, I think, is Commander. I have seen a lot of zombie Commander decks out there in some videos and articles recently. Some of them are mono black and they'll run a commander like Ghoul Color Gisa, or else you'll find Dimir copies which will run Gisa and Giralf as well. So there's a few variants out there, but they do run this card. Number 3 is Hallowed Fountain, up $1.39 to $19.93 this week. Now this is the one from Dissension though, not the one from Ravnica Allegiance, but it is standard legal, so we threw it on here. With that being said, this card is pretty good right now in standard, a big part of a lot of important mana bases like Azorius Aggro, Esper Control, Jeskai Drakes. In Modern, you're going to find this in Azorius or Jeskai Control decks, Banter Azorius Spirit decks, and many more. Number 2, Oath of Teferi, up $2.23 to $3. Pretty big percentage jump there this week. And of course, more speculation around War of the Spark. This card could definitely get better with all the new Planeswalkers coming. Number 1, more War of the Spark speculation here with the Immortal Sun, going up $10.18 this week to $29.97. This one has really taken off. Now, it has seen a little play in standard recently, sometimes out of the sideboard of Gruul aggro decks, but obviously that's not why it's moving like this. Alright, let's move on to Modern with the top 5 Modern legal cards that have lost value this week. Number 5, Idyllic Tutor, goes down $1.59 to $25.99. This is a card that has been hot recently, not because of Modern, but because of Commander. Ever since that Bant Adaptive Enchantment Commander 2018 deck came out, a lot of folks have been picking this one up as an upgrade. It does settle down a little bit this week. Number 4, Emrakul, the Eon's Torn. Now this is the one from Modern Masters 2015. It goes down $2.07 this week to $30.95. Of course, this was reprinted in Ultimate Masters as a Mythic, and a lot of those cards that were reprinted in that set are still trying to find their price point. This is just one of them. Good card though, you're going to find this in a number of Modern decks, including Through the Breach. Also, Legacy Sneak and Show or Omnitel decks will run this. Number 3 is Engineered Explosives. Modern Masters down $1.74 to $29.99. Fifth Dawn down $2.48 to $44.77. This card got soft for a number of reasons. First off, it started to see a little less play in the Modern meta, started to soften up a little bit, and then all of a sudden Ultimate Masters comes along, reprints it at rare, so it started to take a lot of big losses at that point. Also, KCI got banned, another reason that this card lost value. However, this deck is still in some big Modern decks like War of Invention, which is very popular right now. You're going to find this in a number of Modern sideboards and even some Legacy sideboards. Number 2, Tarmogoyf from Future Sight goes down $3.91 to $81.26 this week. Now, this is the most expensive of the Goyfs, and it is losing a little ground, probably because the disparity between this price point and the other price points was starting to get a little too big. But this one is always going to be more expensive. It's harder to find in good condition being from Future Sight. And also, it has that unique card frame and the unique art. A lot of people just like this one. Now, aside from all of the aesthetics of the card, it does see a lot of big play right now in Modern. Golgari Midrange, Jund, Death Shadow Zoo. Also, you're going to find this in Legacy decks like Temur Delver and other Modern, Legacy, and Vintage builds too. Number 1 is Surgical Extraction. This week is a snapback week for this card. It's been growing very, very rapidly. Modern Masters 2015 goes down $2.22 to $64.95. New Phyrexia down $7.47 to $63.47. So we knew this normalization was coming. The card is still a huge sideboard card right now in Modern as well as Legacy. But because of the Phoenix decks and because of Dredge doing well too, Dredge might even get better if the London Mulligan test is successful. You do see a lot of folks trying to pick this card up to defend themselves. Remember too, it's been a while since Modern Masters 2015. This card was not reprinted in Ultimate Masters. And we know it's not going to be in Modern Horizons now. That was part of the reason the card jumped up about a week ago. So we don't know where we're going to see this reprinted at this point, and it is not an easy card to reprint sometimes in certain products because of that Phyrexian mana. Alright, let's move on to the top 10. Yep, we're going to do 10 again, Modern legal cards that have gained value this week. But aside from the 10, I'm actually going to give you 3 honorable mentions Everything was moving so much this week, I wanted to at least cover the things that were moving by more than $3. So here we go, call this number 13 maybe. Gemstone Caverns goes up $3.25 to $37. Now, this is a card that is jumping partially because of the London Mulligan. If that does become something that works out after the test that's coming up, then yeah, this card is going to get better. It's already a pretty good card though. You're going to find this in Colorless Eldrazi, Free Win Red, Living End, and more. Number 12, Oath of Nissa goes up $3.37 to $4.97. And you can probably guess why this is going up, again, because of War of the Spark. Some of these cards that interact well with Planeswalkers that could get better after War of the Spark comes out are typically more Commander speculations and Modern speculations, but I could see this one in Modern at some point in the future. I guess we'll see what War of the Spark and Modern Horizons brings to the format soon enough. Also, speaking of those two sets, if you were thinking about pre-ordering from Flipside Gaming using the Heroes promo code, this might be a good week to do so just because it's their St. Patrick's Day weekend sale through March 18th. And if you use the code through then, you're going to actually get 15% off instead of 10% off, especially for War of the Spark. That's a pretty good price. So I just wanted to remind you, and thanks to everyone who supports the channel in any way that they can. All right, number 11, Verdant Catacombs. This is the Modern Masters 2017 version going up $3.96 to $64. Okay, so this one is another one of the fetch lands. We've been talking about how these enemy fetch lands have been so sought after recently. Again, they're just scarce. So many players want them, and they did not get a lot of reprintings. Only reprinting actually was Modern Masters 2017, which was not a standard set. It was a specialty set. So with that being said, at some point, I'm sure we're going to see a reprinting, but we just don't know when that's going to be. And now that we know it's not going to be Modern Horizons, these cards have started to jump. This one in particular sees play in a lot of important decks. You're going to find this in Golgari Midrange, Jund, Legacy, Golgari Depths, and other Modern, Legacy, and Vintage decks too. Alright, number 10. We get to our top 10 finally. Misty Rainforest. This is the Zendikar version, going up $4.13 to $74.73 this week. Same story as the last card. You're going to find this one, though, in Bant Spirit decks, of course, in Modern, Legacy Miracles, and other Legacy, Modern, and Vintage builds. Number 9, Ugin the Spirit Dragon goes up $4.19 to $64.21. You're going to find this in Tron builds, Titan Breach, and Legacy Eldrazi decks will run this. And in Commander, this is a pretty decent card too. As a matter of fact, in the last episode of Game Nights over a week ago now, there was a colorless deck that won the whole thing. That did get more people thinking about colorless Commander decks, and certain cards have started to go up over the course of the last 2 weeks. We'll see more in the video later. Number 8 is Mox Opal. This is the Scars of Meriden version, up $4.50 to $99.56. I do think with some of these big Modern cards, a lot of folks were hoping that that Modern announcement might cover the ones that did not get reprinted in Ultimate Masters. But of course, we found out that Modern Horizons was not going to reprint these cards, so a lot of them are jumping right now. This is just a staple of the format at this point. Hardened Scales Affinity, 4-color Prison, War of Invention decks, Lantern Control, they all run this and others. You're also going to find this in Legacy and Vintage too. Number 7, Chalice of the Void is jumping. Mirrodin up $2.88 to $49.99. Modern Masters up $3.59 to $49.65. Masters 25 up $4.52 to $49.34. This has always been an amazing card, has seen Modern, Legacy, Vintage play, even though it's restricted in Vintage, still sees play there. However, the reason it's jumping now is because of the War of Invention decks. Those decks have become pretty popular, and they run these in the main. You're also going to find this in Eldrazi decks and Modern sideboards as well. The Masters 25 reprinting did soften up this card for a while, but I think those days are over. Number 6, Doubling Season. Another card that was soft recently because of the reprinting, but it looks like, again, those days might be over. Ravnica City of Guilds goes up $1.21 to $45.10. Modern Masters up $2.28 to $43.92. Battle Bonds up $4.70 to $44.71. Now, this is an awesome Commander card. You already know that. War of the Spark, though, is really igniting this one, just simply because this is going to work great with Planeswalkers. You're getting a whole bunch of new Planeswalkers. Maybe this is more of a Commander spec than anything at this point, but who knows? Maybe there will be a Modern deck down the road based off some of the cards that are coming. Number 5, another card that is moving because of the London Mulligan test, but it's also a good card in its own right. This is Serum Powder. Darksteel going up $4.17 to $9.49. Iconic Masters goes up $5.24 to $9.49 as well. You'll find this currently in Modern Eldrazi and Vintage Dredge. Number 4, he's back again, Jace the Mind Sculptor. This card just keeps going up. Masters 25 this week, up 498 to 114.99. Eternal Masters up 621 to 119.98. As these are just creeping a little bit closer to those world weight copies. Jace is just a good card. It's iconic. He was a little soft for a while because of the Masters 25 reprint. We know he's not going to be in Modern Horizons. Put it all together, and this card is really hot right now. You're going to find this in Modern Control builds, decks and Legacy like Miracles, but so many other Modern Legacy and Vintage builds too. Number 3, the Chain Veil up $7.77 to $30, and here's another card going up because of War of the Spark and Planeswalkers. Paradox Engine has a big week, going up $9.56 to $29.55. Now, the reason for this, I think, is partially just because this card was a little bit undervalued for a while. It's a huge Commander card. I was a little surprised it was as cheap as it was. But this week, a lot of attention kind of gravitated towards the card. Again, I mentioned that colorless Eldrazi deck that was on game nights. That's part of the reason people might be interested in this. Untaps your mana rocks. Also, this works pretty well with Prime Speaker Vanifar. And this did get a mention this week on the Command Zone podcast, too. Number 1 is Rings of Brighthearth. Wow, going up $15.29 this week to $55. Of course, this is from Lorwyn. And yeah, I say it every week, so here's my one per video. Lorwyn had a lower print run compared to other modern era Magic sets, so these cards do tend to get a little spiky sometimes. Of course, this is an awesome Commander card. It's been an awesome Commander card forever. But because of War of the Spark, a lot of people are thinking that it gets even better, perhaps. Time for a Vintage Spotlight. This is where we look at cards that are good in Vintage, Legacy, 93, 94, and also cards that are important to collectors. Okay, let's begin with Mana Drain. Legends goes up $3 to $154.95. Iconic Masters up $4.38 to $74.38. This is a great card for Commander, for Vintage. And also, it was mentioned this week in the Command Zone podcast, maybe got some people thinking about it. City of Traders goes up $14.40 to $223.99. This one is on the reserve list, and it's in a lot of Legacy and Vintage decks right now. Some pretty big ones too, like Mono Red Prison, Sneak and Show, and Eldrazi Post in Legacy. Bad Moon. Alright, unlimited cards, we know they've been hot, so we do have a number of them on the list again today. This one's going up $8.80 to $48.99. Soul Ring from Unlimited goes up $17.53 to $124.50. Mountain from Arabian Nights. Okay, this is the one basic land that you can find in Arabian Nights. It's very weird and unique, so a lot of folks like to collect these. This is going up $17.80 this week to $149.97. Back to Unlimited with Chaos Orb, and this one is on the reserve list, going up $104.39 this week to $950.99. And this is moving just because we saw some higher grade copies this week in the marketplace. Bayou goes up $140.40 to $974.50. This is the unlimited one. Of course, this is on the reserve list, but it did get a reprinting and revised. And this one is going up because there are some higher grade copies out there, but there also are some really high listings on some cards, which could be an attempt to manipulate the market, or it could be they're just throwing a high price out there willing to accept an offer. The same thing's happening actually with this card. This is Mox Pearl from Unlimited. It's going up $1,075.04 to $3,075. Of course, this is on the reserve list. Okay, are you ready for another huge Commander Spotlight? So many cards to talk about. Much like the last few weeks, I'm just going to go really fast. I'm not going to mention all of the various reasons these cards are going up. I'll just try to hit you with the highlights. Privileged Position. Now this one is going down $1.08 to $12.75 from Ravnica City of Guilds. And this got reprinted not too long ago in that Selesnya Guild kit, so this is still pretty soft. Another card that's dropping, Temporal Manipulation from Portal Second Age. It goes down $3.09 to $70.99. This did get reprinted, of course, in Ultimate Masters as a Mythic. Alright, here we go with the cards going up in value. Reziketh the Foul-Blooded up $1.01 to $10.63. Really solid Commander card. It got a mention on the Mana Source, though, this week. Timna the Weaver. You can only get this one in foil. It's going up $1.01 to $21. Of course, this shares color with everyone's favorite new Commander, Teysa Karlov. Doubling Cube shows up here. This is the one from 10th edition, going up $1.04 to $17.97. Another card that fits well in these colorless strategies and big mana decks that are popular right now. Sword of Feast and Famine from Mirrodin Besieged goes up $1.04 to $36.99. Always a popular Commander card. This is great in the Gila, the Blade Blossom decks. Also, It's a little awkward in Nikia decks because, of course, it's not a creature, but if you can work it in sometimes, it can be pretty good. Mirari's Wake, another popular commander card that is good in big mana decks, but it's also good in token strategies. Judgment going up $1 to $14.95, Commander 2017 going up $1.08 to $15.68. Karlov of the Ghost Council. Well, shares a name with Teysa Karlov as well as a color combination, so I'll let you fill in the rest there. Up $1.13 to $13.83. Kozilek the Great Distortion up $1.14 to $8.83. That colorless deck that was on game nights, this was the commander. Also, this got a mention last week in the Command Zone podcast too. Tutors have been very popular recently. The Enlightened Tutor from Mirage going up this week, $1.18 to $19.40. Ghostly Prison from Commander goes up $1.23 to $6.29. Big Pillow Fort card. Rise of the Dark Realms up $1.27 to $15.76. Early on, when I talked about Liliana Untouched by Death becoming more popular in Commander, this is one of the cards you will find very often played alongside her. It's also good with Teysa Karlov, too. Consecrated Sphinx from Mirrodin Besieged goes up $1.35 to $16.75. Just a huge Commander staple here. Leyline of Sanctity. Okay, this is a crossover card. Obviously, this will see Modern and even Legacy play. But also, it's a good Commander card if you have people in your play group that like to play Burn or Mill. Magic 2011 goes up $1.18 to $22.63. Modern Masters 2015 goes up $1.56 to $23.61. The main reason, of course, this is moving is the London Mulligan test. The card just gets better if that becomes our Mulligan in the future. Concordant Crossroads from Legends. Not a huge increase here, but it's been a hot card. I wanted to follow it. Up $1.61 to $120. All the great green cards that came to us from Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance have really pushed this card for Commander. Land Tax, just another solid Commander card here. This is the one from 4th edition, going up $1.63 to $23.39. Planar Bridge, another card that's good in those colorless Commander decks, up $1.66 to $5.96. This also got a mention on the Mana Source this week. Another Commander staple moving this week with Vidalcan Orrery. Conspiracy goes up $1.39 to $25.08. Fifth Dawn goes up $1.96 to $25. Power Artifact. This one is on the reserve list, but if you happen to own a copy, it can be pretty cool in Commander. Up $2.02 this week to $142.99. Ravos Soul Tender. This can only be found in foil. It goes up $2.06 to $14. Another card that is good with Teysa Karlov. Cyclonic Rift. This is the Commander 2014 copy. It goes up $2.12 to $22.42. This does see some modern play, but again, another big Commander card. Another colorless card here, Blightsteel Colossus. It goes up $2.17 to $46.25. This also got a mention in the Command Zone podcast too this week. Another card that's moving because of War of the Spark, Arena Rector, goes up $2.22 to $18.40. Another red hot Commander card, Teferi's Protection, goes up $2.38 to $40. Another favorite Commander card here, Avacyn Angel of Hope, goes up this week. Avacyn Restored up $1.94 to $25.79. Iconic Masters up $2.39 to $27.49. Another colorless card here, Kozilek Butcher of Truth, goes up $2.23 to $33.54. This is the one from Rise of the Eldrazi. Even though it got reprinted in Ultimate Masters, it is still going up. That definitely says something. Sees sometimes a little play in Legacy or Modern, but this is really because of Commander. Darkest Hour from Urza Saga goes up $2.34 to $5.25. Some people will play this in the Teysa build because it actually works well with Teysa Orzhov Scion, which just got reprinted in the Orzhov Guild Kit, actually. But remember, it turns all creatures black. They don't keep their other colors from the past. So if you have a white creature and you use this, it is only a black creature. So it's not perfect with Teysa Orzhov Scion, but it still can be good. Another card that can only be found in foil, and another card that is going to maybe become better with more Planeswalkers in the environment from War of the Spark. Atraxa, Praetor's Voice goes up, Commander 2016 increasing $1.35 to $20.94. Commander Anthology Volume 2 going up $2.51 to $20.04. Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. We talk about this card every week, up $3.26 to $47.99. Great for big mana decks. This works wonderful with Nikia of the Old Ways. It's kind of funny, a couple weeks ago, I accidentally put the wrong price in on this card because I was looking at another card on my list. And it turns out that wasn't a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. That was a spoiler. Sylvan Tutor. Okay, this is from Portal. Going up, a very popular tutor, actually, that has yet to be reprinted. Up $3.35 to $56.47. Everybody's favorite vampire for Commander, Edgar Markov. This goes up $4.09 to $12.28, and this can only be found in foil. Riptide and Transfer, this is a weird jump. It's up 502 to 643. It's yet to be reprinted, and it does see Commander play in decks like Animar and some other builds. However, this does feel like a buyout or some manipulation to me because this card dried up way too fast. Deep Glow Skate, Commander 2016 up 575 to 1795. Commander Anthology Volume 2 up 707 to 1998. Wow. And again, you can guess why. Another card that's moving because of War of the Spark. Mana Crypt, the original one from the book giveaway, goes up $19.61 to $198 this week. This card, as well as the Eternal Masters copy, have been both very, very hot. Great vintage card, great commander card. Vampiric Tutor, this card has been red hot recently too. Visions going up $221 to $54.58. Eternal Masters goes up $769 to $79.97. 6th edition goes up $24.86 to $69.99. This card sees vintage play as well as commander play. Okay, let's move on to Pauper. I have one card to talk about. Can you guess what it is? Oh, you would have been wrong. It's Battle Screech, up 21 cents to $5.39. So it doesn't seem like a big climb, but when you're talking Pauper, that's actually pretty significant. And when you get beyond cards like Oubliette, there's not a lot of cards in Pauper that cost this much. This is one of those cards that was never printed as a common in paper, but it was a common on Magic Online, which makes it Pauper legal in most tournaments. So why is this one going up? Well, it's great in those Boros Weenie decks, which are popular right now in the format. Time for a premium spotlight. Again, I say this every week, but be careful when it comes to foils online. I don't like to go too deep into them because without a lot of sales data out there, sometimes you can see some really weird things go on with prices, which just simply isn't true. They're also easy to manipulate, but here's one that I thought was relatively safe. This is Inexorable Tide, and you got two copies here. The Modern Masters 2015 foil is going up $560 to $999. Scars of Mirrodin foil going up $590 to $14.99. Again, another card that is going to play well with Planeswalkers, and because of War of the Spark, it is getting more attention. Keep an eye in the coming weeks on Proliferate cards. I do think they could be going up in value as more people are going to try to speculate on different ones. And sometimes it's interesting to see a foil increase because just a few weeks ago, Oath of Teferi increased in foil, and now we saw the non-foil increasing. So it's very possible we might see a similar thing with this too. All right, well, that concludes our Market Watch for today. Until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a great day.